All right, so welcome to tonight's decode. I'm going to share with you some masterful reveals. Right, so we have Three-Eye Atlas doing some weird things in the so-called solar system. So I've already been revealing all of this hoax before anyone has even decided to jump on it. We have done the interrogations, many of them, almost 20 now, on AI, which revealed pretty much everything because we demanded it. And now Atlas, we have three Atlases now. We got Atlas AI, we got Atlas Comet, and we got Atlas in this magic movie that I'm going to get to and show all the decodes. Right, so we got another masterful decode here, another number in the form of the 1104, which also refers to November 4th, which was the other day. So today's November 6th, and I'm going to get into what today's ritual is. The United States Space Command is 1104, which is going to be responsible for an alien threat, 1104, which is really going to be hailing the Antichrist, slave of Satan, all 1104. Atlas OpenAI is also 1104. As in the days of Noah, 1104. So here's an even earlier timestamp when I posted my 1260 decode. We're going way back in September now. We got one from September 13th, streamed live. So the 1260 is my decode, and I'm not going to let sodomites and the Masonic Brotherhood try and hijack this information. No one has these 1260 decodes like we have had for almost 2 months now. Here's the date duration, 9/11/2001 to November 4th, 2025, and the 1260 weeks. It was also 1260 days from Robb Elementary School incident in 2022 on May 24th, and that falls on November 4th, 2025, or 1104. September 11th equals 1260. 1260, when written out, equals November 4th, 1104. So 1260 weeks from September 11th, and September 11th equals 1260, falls on the date November 4th, 1104, and 1260 written out equals 1104. A birthing ritual, 1014 and 666. Temple of Solomon, pandemic, all 1260. Novus Ordo Seclorum. So we're in the new order of the ages now, is 1260, where Revelation 13:16, the mark of the beast, 1260, number of a man, Trump, 1260. It's all coming. So let's quickly see the rise in the machines, March 22nd, rebelling against Satan, military invasion, the digital switch. Antichrist revealed is 1260. And then we found out that Miss Arizona is 1260, Erica L. Franzway 1260, the Bride of Satan 1260, Antichrist System 1260, Birthing Ritual 1260, the End of the United States of America 1260, and Seventh King Trump 1260. And 1260 is the two halves of tribulation, 7 years split into two, equals 1260 days, two halves of 1260 days that form 7 years. So Novus Ordo Seclorum equals 1260, and that is the slogan that's on the back of every United States dollar bill, with the uncapped pyramid, with the all-seeing eye. Novus Ordo Seclorum equals 1260, which is tribulation. 1360 equals 1260. Or 1316. I think I said 60, but yeah. 1316 as in Revelation 13:16, where the beast causes all to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. The days of Noah, 1260. Weather modification like Hurricane Melissa. The Tree of Knowledge, 1260. The Order out of Chaos and Digital Beast System, 1260. So we had the death of Richard Bruce Cheney. He is a former vice president and secretary of defense. So order out of chaos is 1098. Dick Cheney is 522. Dick Cheney is 1098. Order out of chaos. Dick B. Cheney is 474, like fallen angel. Richard R. Cheney is 666. Richard Cheney, 726, Antichrist. And Dick, the nickname of his first name, is 1260. So he died November 3rd, 2025. And we got the news on November 4th. So Vice President of the United States equals 1044. Do I have the 1044s up somewhere? Yeah, so number of the beast is 1044. New World Order, 1044. So Dick Cheney, businessman and former Vice President of the United States. He was the 46th Vice President of the US, and he was Vice President to President George Bush. He was also the 17th United States Secretary of Defense, and he was the Secretary of Defense to President George Bush. Now, this is interesting. So from 1989 to 1993, Dick Cheney was the United States Secretary of Defense to President George H.W. Bush, so George Sr., and then he became the 46th Vice President of the United States to President George Bush Jr. So anything he had to do within the White House, he was under a president named George Bush. President George Bush equals 1776. United States Secretary of Defense equals 918. So there's that 918 that I've also been showing and sharing. Let me see. Do I have the 918s up right here? So remember, prove me wrong. The Charlie Kirk slogan with the lightning bolt equals 918. Charlie James Kirk is 918. His wife, Miss Arizona, 918. Biblical Great Flood, 918. The New World Order is AI, 918. And we're in the year of the snake, 918. So the biblical great flood. So I've told you many times over the last 5-6 years or decade that these people in the news, in the media, in the spotlight, they are the Great Flood Rebellion. They are Hamites, Amorites, Sodomites, Canaanites. They are rebelling against God. So let's get to, so that's why United States Secretary of Defense equals 918, as in biblical great flood 918, or the New World Order is AI 918, and year of the snake 918. So President George Bush equals 1776, either George Bush Sr. or Jr. So 1776, another number that keeps coming up that we've decoded for years. So last night, November 5th, which equals 744, Satan, ruler of man, humans enslaved, the end of time, out of time, Tower of Babel, Judgment Day, digital passport, all 744. Guy Fawkes night, 666. So it was November 4th that the election took place, election night, 1018, digital ID, 1008, and New York City, 1008. So the new mayor of New York City that was elected on election night is Zohran Mamdani. And he also equals 744. Just like November 5th, Satan, ruler of man, there's your 744. So election night equals 1018. And the person elected to be the new mayor of New York City and pretty much enforce digital ID is a man born on 1018, October 18th, 1991. And notice his birth date to the day that he was elected. He was exactly 1776 weeks old and 4 days. So he is in the 1776 week of his life, of living on earth, of breathing. Unbelievable. And his name, Zohran K. Mamdani, with middle name, initial, equals 888, which is 1/2 of 1776. He is a mayor-elect, which equals 918. His school of education was at Bowdoin College, 846. So again, he is in the 1776 week of his life, and he has been elected as mayor of New York City. And quickly, November 4th, 1092, November 4th, 888, and November 4th, 1316. Revelation 13:16. So the order of the skull and bones is 1776. Zohran Kwame Mamdani equals 1776. So his full name, including his middle initial or full middle name, is the order of the skull and bones. And again, from his birth date to election night, it was 1776 weeks. As in the founding date and year, Thursday, July 4th, 1776, the founding date of America. So quickly, before I get into that decode, let's quickly look at some. So the fallen angels, I've had this decode for the longest time now, longer than anyone. The fallen angels, 666 and 846. The fallen angels built cities for Cain, 666. The fallen angels created a heaven on earth, is 666. The fallen angels built mega cities, 1776. The fallen angels built mega cities here on earth. The fallen angels built all over earth. So every nation, every continent, every island. The angels built all over earth equals 1776. They built mega cities as 1776. The fallen angels, the master builders, 1776. So the angels are the master builders. The fallen angels ruled as gods in cities that resembled heaven, 1776. And remember, the founding date of America is July 4th, 1776. The new mayor equals 1776. The order of the skull and bones is 1776. The new mayor, whose name equals 1776, is in his 1776 week of life that he's been elected since birth, and his date of birth is 1018. So quickly, and then Barack, King of Babylon, Barack Hussein Obama is 1776. Virgin Mary, September 8th, 1776. Freemason Pyramid, MDCCLXXVI, which is what's written at the base of the pyramid, 1776. There's Penelope, the owl, in the web of the dollar bill. The image of Lucifer equals 1776. So now we're back at New York City, where they have the Statue of Liberty, which is actually a statue that is chained, that's in chains at the foot, at the base, and resembles the painting of Lucifer. So the Statue of Liberty is the image of Lucifer. And the image of Lucifer equals 1776. So now, this is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, what I'm about to share. So let me just crack my Fanta and see the comments. Yes, good evening, Love Butterfly Gaming with Shaz. Miss Sue Polito is here. The 1776 is absolutely crazy. Yes, I've had it way back. I can even show you 2020 and before. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. There's lots more, but I'm about to tie this all in. It is going to get very, very scary. Yeah, America started on Declaration of Independence 1776, so it makes sense for the fall of America. Thank you, Sue. So do you see what I have on the screen here? So I have the founding date of America, and then I have Sunday, August 4th, 2024. So from the founding date of America to August 4th, 2024 was 2,977 months, 0 weeks, and 0 days. So that date, August 4th, 2024, is Barack Obama's 63rd birthday. He was not in office. He left office in when? 2016, 17? So yeah. But that is his birthday, 63rd birthday, Barack Obama, right? King of Babylon, 44th president, 6th and 8th king, whatever we want to call it. We know Trump's the 7th king. But for some reason, from the founding of America, 2,977 months falls on Barack Obama's 63rd birthday, or 3 6s, right? If you take the 63 and turn it to 36, you can either say 3 6s, right? Or if you go to Thursday, July 4th, 1776, and you go 2,996 months forward, 0 weeks, 0 days, you fall on Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. So why are these numbers and date duration significant? Because it's in reference to September 11th and the victims that died. So September 11th, 2001, they say that 2,977 innocent victims were lost, and it's 2,996 total deaths if you include the 19 hijackers that all perished as well on September 11th. But these 19 hijackers are obviously the ones that hijacked the planes and caused this so-called towers coming down, and so they're not innocent, which is why there's 2 separate counts. There's the 2,977 for the innocent victims, and then with the 19 hijackers included, it's a total deaths of 2,996, which is how you see this decode. So now we've put the September 11th ritual with the deaths implemented as months from the founding date of America, and now we get the 2 numbers, the innocent victims and the total number of deaths, including hijackers. And we have August 4th, 2024. So the innocent victim death total falls on Barack Obama's 63rd birthday, and the 2,996 death total, including the hijackers, falls on Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. And if you put that into days, July 4th, 1776 to Wednesday, March 4th, 2026 is 9/11, 88 days. Right? So don't get too excited, but the fact that there's a 9/11 and an 88, and obviously Donald Trump is Mr. 88 with all the 88 connections. Now we have 9/11 and 88. And look how I got to that date and those numbers by using the death total from the 9/11 incident and put it as months in the date calculator from the founding date of America, and that's what it falls on, right? So now we get 9/11 and 88 for March 4th, 2026. So Wednesday, March 4th, 2026 to Tuesday, April 17th, 2029 is 1140 days. Now the Tuesday, April 17th, 2029 now, remember, We discovered this by doing, where are you? It was the 1260 days from November 4th falls. Okay, it's not in this one, is it here? Give me a second. Oh, this is absolutely incredible. Where is it? So that was the August 8th one with the, okay, hold on. I think I'm getting to it. Damn it, I'm so lost right now. Give me a sec. Where did I put the April 29th or 17th decode? It should be here somewhere. So that's where we left off. I'm just trying to quickly show you how we got to the April 17th date decode. That's the August 8th one. I don't remember it being all the way over here, but we'll just go check it out quickly. So I might just have to do it again quickly, but yeah, so April 17th, 2029. So we had it happen twice. It fell on that date, which is absolutely crazy. So it was the 1440 decode. Where's the 1440? Oh, it is here. So it's right here. Sorry. So Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. We did this weeks ago now. And we put the 1260 days, because remember, it was 1260 weeks from September 11th, 2001, that fell on November 4th. And it was 1260 days from May 24th, 2022. And it again fell on November 4th. So two 1260s, the weeks and the days fell on November 4th. And then we did 1260 days from November 4th. And it fell on Tuesday, April 17th, 2029. And then from Tuesday, September 11th, 2001 to Tuesday, April 17th, 2029 in weeks, it was 1440 weeks. So this is where we got the 1440 decode and another April 17th that included September 11th, 2001 and November 4th, 2025. And somehow with the 1260 weeks and the 1260 days, and the 1440 weeks and the 1260 days, we fell on April 17th, 2029 yet again. And it was the 1440 that equals Jesus Christ is King. You know, rapture, tribulation, judge of the living and the dead, and coming of the lawless one. But 1440 also equals your soul contract, English flock microchipped, quantum evolution, all jabs are toxic, Donald Trump is Jewish, chaos within humanity, and time manipulation. And then April 17th, when written out, Tuesday, April 17th, 2029 equals 1104, which is November 4th, which is the 1260 days before this date that came from November 4th, 110425. And 1104 equals hell the Antichrist. So Tuesday, April 17th equals hell the Antichrist, 2029. April 17th, 2029 equals fallen angel. And April 17th, 2029 equals mark of beast, which is how we ended or got to this new April 17th, 2029, because we got this March 4th, 2026 date, and I showed you how we got that. That was from the founding of America, with the total deaths from September 11th and it gave us March 4th, 2026. And then from March 4th to Tuesday, April 17th, 2029 gives us 1140 days. 1140 equals the United States. 1140 is Synagogue of Satan. 1140 is the four horsemen. The four horsemen of what? The apocalypse. Unbelievable. You will not see this done anywhere else like this with these numbers and these decodes and these connections. So now we have 1140. And I believe we got some more right here. So Jesus of Nazareth equals 1776. Is that why they founded America in 1776? Is this why they use that? Because Jesus of Nazareth is 1776. Star Spangled Banner is 1776, 666, and 1140. And Star Spangled Banner is the name of the anthem for America. Donald Trump's father, Frederick Christ Trump, equals 1776. President George Bush, 1776. A manufactured reality, 1776. And what could that possibly mean? AI, everything we're seeing happening now, everything's manufactured. Everything's tying into this thing called Atlas. Atlas. This is the third Atlas now. So we have 3i Atlas, Atlas AI from OpenAI, and now we have this new movie called Now You See Me, Now You Don't. And I just took some screenshots from the trailer. So this is how it begins, and the first frame is some kind of spellbound symbolism unlocking itself, right? And then there's a voiceover, and the character's name is Atlas. And what we see on the screen is the horseman be beamed into the sky. So this is a hologram. We see it just generate into the sky. And look at it, above a dome structure with lights on it, like the firmament with the stars and all the wandering stars, which are the planets within the dome. So they put the truth in plain sight. They show you the very psyop that I've been telling you that they're going to pull for the last 6-7 years now. Project Bluebeam, holograms in the sky, AI, right? Atlas. Why is this character's name Atlas, right? Here's the next scene. It says, so did you think we abandoned you, says Atlas, or that we'd run out of magic? And then it shows another example of the dome with the lights within it. So they're telling you they're about to fake an alien invasion. They're showing you that what they're doing is fake, and they're going to showing you the technology they're using. They're showing you that, they're just showing you it all through the media, through the signs and symbolism, and it's just, I see it. And then it shows him on a stage holding a diamond with his name Atlas right there. And it says, it's been 10 years since the horseman last appeared. It's in theaters on November 14th, which happens to be the birth date of King Charles, November 14th. So let's go to the Charles decode quickly. So November 14th, 2023 to September 10th, 2025, which was the Charlie Kirk died. So from King Charles's first birthday as a coronated king to that date was 666 days. There's your November 14th. So I'm just going to skim through this. Yeah. I also found from his birth date to September 23rd, he was in his 923rd month of life. unbelievable for the Feast of Trumpets, 923. Again, the November 14th. Did I do anything else? November 14th to October 14th was 923 months. There's a whole bunch more 1260s. So King Charles' birthday, this film is coming out. Again, the 7th King Trump equals 923. Antichrist revealed 923. And it was on 923 that the 7th King Trump was at the United Nations. False prophet, 1044. Atlas. Did I have the Atlas decode? It was right here. So Atlas. So Three-Eye Atlas, the alien hologram, right? I've already had these decodes here with Atlas, with the hologram, with 1104. It's all here. And then Atlas OpenAI came out. So if you go on ChatGPT and all of a sudden you see the Atlas pop up and say, do you want to surf the browsers with Atlas? So Atlas OpenAI is 1104. There's all the decodes there. Where else did I have Atlas? I had Atlas for, OpenAI Atlas. We have Three-Eye Atlas, and now we have Atlas in that magician movie. Now you see me, now you don't. Okay, let's get to baseball quickly. Right, so Toronto, Canada is a 1260. The World Series just took place here. 4 out of the 7 games were played in Toronto. The other 3 were played in Los Angeles. The Blue Jays did not win. It was a repeat for LA and the Dodgers, but it was still all a ritual. It was the Kirk World Series, and I'm going to show you why. So Alejandro Kirk, a Toronto Blue Jay, his name equals 910. 910 as in September 10th, 910, the date that Charlie Kirk was unalived. So we have Alejandro Kirk. Let's look at Toronto Blue Jay baseball player, Alejandro Kirk. So first of all, we got a 910. And another person with the same last name, Charlie Kirk, died on 910. Alejandro Kirk equals 774, just like King Trump equals 774. Alejandro Kirk was born November 6th, which happens to be today's date. So tonight, on November the 6th, Alejandro Kirk turns 27. So from his birth date, Friday, on November the 6th, 1998, to Wednesday, September 10th, so 9/10/2025, the day that Charlie Kirk died, he was in his 322nd month of life. So he had lived 322 months. From November the 6th, 1998, Alejandro Kirk born, to Charlie Kirk death, September 10th, there's a 322. And you remember, Charlie Kirk also had a 322 connected to his death, because he's a Zionist, 322. From the starting and release date of his podcast, The Charlie Kirk Show, July 7th, 2019, to 9/10/25 was 322 weeks. Charlie Kirk Memorial equals 322, and 322 is the number of the Order of the Skull and Bones. Order of the Skull and Bones. Did I just not show you that? The Order of the Skull and Bones equals 1776. So this is a Skull and Bones, Freemasonic, Jesuit, Satanic, Sodomite ritual. Zohran Kwame Mamdani equals the Order of the Skull and Bones. So Alejandro Kirk, happy birthday to Toronto Blue Jay Alejandro Kirk. crazy. November 6th equals 1044. So that's number of the beast. False prophet, New World Order. So his birth date has the 1044. From his birthday to Charlie Kirk's death date, there's 322 months. And his name equals the 910 and King Trump. And we know that Charlie Kirk was very close with King Trump or Antichrist Trump. So there's the 1044. Jordan Peterson also equals 1044. A Dark Knight Rises is 1044. Number of the Beast, the False Prophet, 1044. Satanic Cult, New World Order, 1044. So Alejandro Kirk was expected to begin the 2020 minor league season with the Double-A New Hampshire Fisher Cats. But the season was delayed and ultimately canceled by the C-19 pandemic. So he was added to the team's taxi squad on September 1st, 2020. On September 11th, Kirk was called up by the Blue Jays. He made his debut the following night and recorded his first MLB hit. So Alejandro Kirk was called up to the big leagues, to the Major League Baseball League, MLB, to the Toronto Blue Jays on September 11th. So again, there's no such thing as coincidence, even though Dramatrinator 85 just tried to tell me it was a coincidence how he stole my decode and ended up with the exact same one 2 months after I had discovered it, along with the rest of it. So I'm not going to play that game. We're going to get to that soon. So Alejandro Kirk was called up by the Blue Jays on September 11th, and he made his debut in the MLB the following night. On September 21st, 2020, he recorded 4 hits and his first home run in the majors. He also became the first catcher 21 or younger with 4 hits in a game since Joe Mauer in 2004. Next. So, on May 8th now, 2021, Kirk was placed on the 60-day injured list with a left hip flexor injury, right? And it was on July 20th that Kirk was activated off the injured list after missing over 2 months of action. So there's a July 20th now. Let me get to the July 20th decode, which again is tied to Charlie Kirk. You're going to see Alejandro Kirk, Charlie Kirk. Where's my 1152? I'm the only person that has this decode also. 1152, where are you? Here we go. So the 1152. So Donald Trump, New World Order is 1152. Charlie Kirk equals 1152. Great Tribulation is 1152. Aliens are fallen angels, 1152. And there's your date, July 20th, the date that Alejandro Kirk was taken off the injured list. July 20th equals Charlie Kirk, equals Usher Raymond IV, who also has the same birthday as Charlie Kirk, the 1014. So the digital mark is 1152. Fallen angel human hybrid is 1152. Time manipulation, January, the Antichrist puppet Trump, all 1152 for the Donald Trump New World Order, 1152. So let's get back to Alejandro Kirk. So we have the called up by the Blue Jays on September 11th. I don't need to explain that. The July 20th, that's the fake moon landing date. So I forgot to mention. So yeah, July 20th equals Charlie Kirk equals Donald Trump New World Order. But that's the fake moon landing date. And it was 666 months from the fake Apollo moon landing to Donald Trump being inaugurated back into office, the 7th king of Revelation. Watch this now. So on March 22nd, So now we have March 22nd. So where's the decode for that? It was on the 1260 list. So I've had these decodes for the longest time. Where is it? 1260s. There. So March 22nd equals 1260. And that's your 322 for the order of the skull and bones. 322. March 22nd is the third month, 22nd day, 322. When written out, March 22nd equals 1260. So now on March 22nd, 2025, Kirk signed a 5-year, $58 million contract extension with the Blue Jays, right? So you see all these big dates. So September 11th, Kirk Alejandro was called up into the big leagues by the Blue Jays. On July 20th, fake moon landing date, Kirk was taken off of the injured list and reactivated. And on March 22nd, the Order of the Skull and Bones 322, he signed his massive contract, 5-year extension, $58 million with the Toronto Blue Jays. Okay, it's not over yet. On September 28th, 2025, Kirk hit 2 home runs against the Tampa Bay Rays, including a grand slam, in a victory that clinched the AL East title for the Toronto Blue Jays, the first division championship since 2015. Kirk was the final out of the 2025 World Series against the LA Dodgers, grounding to a double play to Dodgers shortstop Mookie Betts. So Kirk pretty much ended the World Series. He was the final batter. His bat broke. The ball went straight into the pathway of the second baseman that grabbed it, outed the first guy, threw it to first base, outed the second guy, and that's how the LA Dodgers won the World Series. So September 28th, Kirk hit 2 home runs, including a grand slam that beat the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's check this out. So from his birth date, November 6th, which is today, 27th birthday, to that date, Sunday, September 28th, where he was the main player to settle and show up in this game. He scored home runs, he scored a grand slam, and he finished off the Tampa Bay Rays. So it was a first to 3 series. Alejandro Kirk was 1403 weeks old when he took on the Tampa Bay Rays. Where is it? The Rays, September 28th. So the Blue Jays beat the Rays 13-4, September 28th. And that was the final game before they moved on to the series versus the Yankees. That would then, they would have to beat to take on the Seattle Mariners, and if they beat them, they got to take on and go to the World Series and face the Dodgers. So that is what happened. So when they beat the Rays and advanced to place the Yankees in the first round, he was 1403 weeks old, or 322 months and 22 days. So when Alejandro Kirk showed up for the Blue Jays and took on the Tampa Bay Rays and pretty much had the game of his career, he was 322 months and 22 days old. And then when they faced the Yankees on October 4th, they smashed them actually in a 10-1 victory. He was 1404 weeks old. The 1404, you should know by now, is, where is it? That's the 1140. So the 1404s are on this same page. There's the 1044s, and here's the 1404. So 1404 equals Mark of the Beast. Alejandro Kirk was 1404 weeks old the day that he played the Yankees. Right? So when he played his game, he wasn't quite 1404, but he was just days away from turning 1404 weeks, which equals Mark of the Beast, human sterilization, hour of revelation, wireless technology. Addison Barger also equals 1404. I believe I showed some of those decodes in another video. So yeah, very interesting. So the Kirk World Series, that was how it played out this year. This is how Kirk went through 2020 and then got a big contract back on March 22nd, 2025. And remember, his name is Kirk, and he signed a 5-year, $58 million contract on March 22nd. And why is that March 22nd so significant? Because there's another Kirk by the name of Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. Let me just find that slide. Kirk, where are you? Captain Kirk is all the way over. Give me a second. I know it's here somewhere. Wow, I'm not seeing it. Where the hell are you? Anyway, so Captain Kirk's birth date. Oh, it's right here. Okay, I found it. So, biography. James Tiberius Kirk was born in Riverside, Iowa on March 22nd. So Captain Kirk was born on March 22nd. The actor that plays Captain Kirk is a Canadian, right? So remember, the Blue Jays are a Canadian team in Toronto. So William Shatner, the actor, was also born March 22nd. So he plays, so maybe they just said, oh, we'll just use your birthday for the character. It doesn't matter, but I don't know why they do that. So the actor and the character both have the exact same birthday, March 22nd, but different year. The actor was born obviously in 1931, and the fictional character was born March 22nd, 2233, which is obviously sometime in a future that hasn't happened yet, which is when Star Trek takes place. So Kirk and the March 22nd versus the Yankees. We got the 1404. Tyler James Robinson, the guy that kills Charlie Kirk, equals 1404. The Antichrist Donald John Trump equals 1404. And Cain, the first murderer, is 1404. So they are basically revealing that they are Canaanites doing Canaanite rituals for the Devil Prophecy, 1404, Digital Revolution, 1404. So the week that Alejandro Kirk took on the Yankees as a Blue Jay, he was 1404 weeks of age. Unbelievable. Now today is his 27th birthday. So the Kirk World Series, Alejandro Kirk, 910. So you can see the connections. He's got the September 11th. He's got the 322. It's ridiculous. He's even got the July 20th. So let me just skim through some more decodes. Okay. So back to Mamdani. Let's bring up that slide. He is over here. So Zohran Mamdani, the new mayor of New York City. So we've shown that Zohran Kwame Mamdani, his name equals 1776. He was elected on election night, which equals 1018. Election night was November 4th, 1104. Slave of Satan, hell the Antichrist. His mission right now in New York is to implement digital ID, the digital beast system. So digital ID equals 1008. New York City is 1008. Mamdani was born on October 18th, 1018. Like Luke 1018, the verse where Satan falls from heaven as a lightning bolt. So yes, 1018. From his birth date to his election date, election night, which was a couple of days ago now, he was in 1776 weeks of age. He is a mayor-elect, which is 918. Biblical Great Flood, 918. 846 for his college, which is Tribulation. Year of the Snake is 918. So he is a mayor-elect in the year of the snake, all 918. So New York City is 1008, which is where he'll be mayor of. New York is also 666. So New York City, 1008, New York, 666. So soul transfer equals 1008. The New York Mets, I think they're based out of Queens. So one of the New York baseball teams in New York City equals 1008. Masonic puppet is 1008, like Taylor Swift, 1008. Freemasonic order, 1008. The Third Reich from World War II, Hitler and the Nazis. Third Reich, 1008, and Wuhan, China is also 1008. So Wuhan, China, we know what happened with the pandemic, but Wuhan, China equals Third Reich. And during the pandemic, everything felt like the Third Reich. Remember? All the protesters, everyone claiming the governments have gone complete Nazi. New AI world order is 1104. Digital ID, nanotechnology is that 1008 and 1260. Weaponization of nanotechnology for digital ID is also 1008 and 1098 for order out of chaos. And there's your 616 for your alternate number of the beast. So this magazine was released on June 18th, 2018. And on the cover of Time was Trump as a king. It says, "King me." So from September 11th, 2001 till this magazine was released, it was 201 months. So imagine 201 months from one of the greatest, most recent rituals to this being released makes sense. Seventh King Trump. It's showing you who they are. And then from that magazine to this Tuesday, November 4th, 1104, Hell the Antichrist, Slave of Satan, is 88 months. Because remember, Trump is Mr. 88. And we did the 88. The 88 came up with the 9/11 and the 88. So remember the Hurricane Melissa. We're sorry what happened in Jamaica, but it got completely flattened by the rebellion against God, satanic worship. Melissa equals 666. AI infrastructure. It's coming. That's everything that's happening is for AI data centers, AI infrastructure, because it's taking over the world and it needs to run efficiently and nonstop, and it needs the fresh, clean water to cool the data centers, right? So remember, Trump, 88 months since they said "King me." So November 4, 2025 fell 88 months. Seventh King Trump. It's looking very biblical out there. So Antichrist Trump. Let's get back to the decodes. Jesus of Nazareth. Fallen Angel 666. Just quickly skim through. So November 6 is 1044. Noah's Ark Truth 522. AI Government is 1086. With an AI God is 1086. Nimrod is Fallen Angel. Beast System is Fallen Angel. Biblical Great Flood 918. Oh, the Genesis Great Flood is 1086. I get it. I see. God's Great Flood. So we have the flood decode right here. The forbidden fruit is 1104. Yeah, digital banking is popping up everywhere. Right here in Canada now, I'm hearing $1 billion or 900 something million going for AI infrastructure, because I told you King Mark Carney is here to implement the beast system, and he is the Prime Minister of Canada. I showed you this, I think, back last year. It had to have been over a year ago now. This has been long ahead. I told Canada it was coming. No one wants to listen. So 7th King Trump, 1260. We've done that. I've shown this all. I just want to make sure we're pulling this all together, because Mark of the Beast, 1404, falls on August 8th. Zach M. Kreger equals 1260, the director of this film that was released on August 8th. We got dates. We got dates. So I need to compile a slide that shows all the date durations and how we came to them and how they're all decoded. It is absolutely insane. So the 1140 points to April 17th, 2029. This is incredible. You cannot refute this now. It is getting way too complex, way too, like, we're going back to the founding of America, and we're going over quite the dates and quite the timeline, and it always ends up on either Tuesday, April 17th, November 4th, 2025, August 8th, 2028, December 1st, 2026, and March 4th, 2026. So all within the tribulation timeline, no matter how far back we go or what numbers we use and methods, it falls within the 2026 to 2029 end of times timeline. For Great Tribulation, the final 3.5 years. Right here. Unbelievable decode. Epic. The best thing about doing your own work is that you get to show it. I don't have to give credit to anyone, because I did this all by myself through the grace of the Lord, right? Our Father who art in heaven. That's the only credit I have to give to. I don't watch anyone's work. I don't go to anyone's websites. I don't even know what they are. I do this all by myself. Wow. Unbelievable. Let me see. Is anyone saying anything? What are you talking about, Brandon? No man knows the time. Listen, you bot. We're not even talking about the rapture. So shut your mouth and get out with your ridiculous comments. We're not setting dates, idiot. We're not doing false prophet stuff. We're exposing the devil, we're exposing the beast system, which is clearly being implemented and all over the world now. All the infrastructures are going up. AI, if you don't know how to use AI, you will be replaced by AI. I promise you that right now. And yes, we will know when Satan is going to be doing these things. And I'm not talking about the second coming of Christ or the rapture. So Brandon, you're getting blocked right away. I don't have time for anyone. I am not here to make friends. I don't want to be friends with anyone. I just want to share the truth and let you know, so you can decide for yourselves, and then I can feel at peace that I've done what I had to do. That's all. You're not going to see this anywhere else until people like Joseph, Cody, and Derek take it and lie and say that, oh, it was a coincidence. More than two people can find the same decode, but everyone else is getting credit for their own decodes, and only me has to share with this guy that stole it from me. No, it's not working like that. I've got the proof that I did it all first, so that's all there is. And it's complex. Absolutely complex. I have a crazy Michael Jackson decode. I just seen the trailer. The film comes out on April 24th. So 4/24 release date for the new Michael Jackson movie. All of his songs equal. Okay, I'll just tell you right now. I'll read them off on my phone before I make a slide. Where are they? Where's the Michael Jackson? So quickly for the Blue Jays, Addison Barger equals 1404. Shane Bieber equals 1254. Dalton Varsho equals 1086. Bo Bichette is 1086 and 534 Fallen Angel. Where's the Michael Jackson? You're going to quickly get some Michael Jackson decodes because his film, the trailer came out like 10 hours ago and it's set for release on April 24th. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, wow, 424, I have to do this this slide and do this decode now and show you all. Okay, so Man in the Mirror. So wait, first of all, I have something here that says Time to Say Goodbye, Donald Trump, 2028. Man in the Mirror. So Michael Jackson has a song called Man in the Mirror. It equals 1218 and 1050. So Man in the Mirror. So where's my 1218s? Because we just added some new 1218s yesterday to do with this decode. So the 1218s, I have them somewhere. The 1152s are huge. We got the 888s. We got a whole bunch of 888s. Beast System, Donald J. Trump, Satanic Ritual, Art of the Deal, Synagogue of Satan, Project Bluebeam. Okay, hold on. We're looking for 1218 right now. There's more 1104s and 744s because Alejandro Kirk, no, he equals 774. Sorry. Man of Sin, As in the Days of Noah, Alien Threat, Say No to Digital ID, Hell the Antichrist. Give me a sec. 1218s. I know they're down here. So yeah, 424 is also Fallen Angel Genetics. Remember, blood equals 522. Burn in Hell, 424. It's 4:24 p.m. I'm looking for 1050 and 1218 because Man in the Mirror is 1050 and 1218. Maybe I'll put it over here. I think I did. So more 888s, Halloween, Abaddon, Satan Demands Worship, Synagogue of Satan, Satanic Ritual, Donald J. Trump. 1050s are A New World Order, Satanic Worship, The End Times, AI Apocalypse, Scottish Rite, Freemasons, 1050. And Man in the Mirror is also 1050 for Michael Jackson. 1218s. Okay, let's go to the next one. Wait, was that it? Or didn't I have more? Anyway, I've completely misplaced all those decodes. There was just the one hanging out there. So yeah, Sue says so much is happening in New York. I feel it's going to happen there first. So much is happening everywhere. It's happening right here in Toronto. We know it's happening in London, England, because I was there last year and felt it and saw it happening. I told you all. And now I'm feeling the exact same thing happening here in Canada. Money is not accepted anywhere anymore. Everything has to be digital. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I got the most insane decodes. Absolutely insane. There they are. Okay, so the 1218. So Man in the Mirror equals 1050 Satanic Worship and 1218. Because Digital Salvation is here for 1050. Trump Tribulation is 1218. Artificial Intelligence, Digital Life, Unlimited Knowledge, 1218. Satan Deceives Humans, The Antichrist Birthing Ritual and 51st State, 1218. Antichrist Birthing Ritual is also 322. We had 1218s with the UPS cargo plane that crashed near Muhammad Ali Airport, which is in Louisville, Kentucky Airport. So 1218. So, but UPS cargo plane equals 1218 and two separate ciphers, and it equals 888. 888 is 1/2 of 1776. The plane took off from UPS World Port, which equals 726 Antichrist, and it was headed for Honolulu, which equals 846 Tribulation. Unbelievable. I don't want to forget anything. Okay, so I think that's going to be it. I'm just going to end this live, and I'll be back with more. Maybe not tonight, but in the next few days. So thank you all for watching.